Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would try and keep up my schedule of posting reasonably regularly and show you just two tiny items that I indulged in from the Charlotte Tilbury range quite recently. Probably I got them about 3 weeks ago, truth to tell. The lipstick I haven't even worn yet, but I have been using this highlighter palette that I thought about buying for quite a long time. It's been out for a bit now in two versions. This one is called the Glowgasm face palette. What do I think about that name? It seems to me a bit of a rip-off from NARS's Orgasm blusher, doesn't it, really, which is a really famous blush, and Charlotte very cleverly has decided to use that as part of her marketing tool. So this palette, Glowgasm face palette, for skin and eye gilding highlighters, 4 illuminizers for the skin. So one is supposed to be a highlighter, one is a multi-glow. Goodness knows what the difference between the two are. One is not just a blush, but a pop blush, and one is a bronze. And this was in the lighter palette called Lightgasm. And I dithered a long time before deciding which one to get. I saw quite a few videos on YouTube, and it looked like most people of my sort of fair colouring were getting this face palette. And darker skinned women, including women of colour, were getting the other palette. Now I have to say right off, I wish I got the other palette because I don't find the colour payoff on this too brilliant. So let's just have a look what we've got. There you go, mirror covered up. It's a very nice large mirror, and you can see straight away that they're very prettily, not just embossed, almost engraved colours. And the one that I've used the most is the, not just a blush, but a pop blush down in the bottom. Now I have to say, I think the colour shade is very, very similar to NARS's Orgasm. It's quite creamy, and the gold tinge that you can see both in the pan and on my finger is throughout the powder, so it's not an overlay, it stays, and that's very typical of Orgasm. But you can see, although you're definitely getting the gold sheen alongside the pretty pink, I would say it's a slightly bluer version of the more corally Orgasm by NARS. Unfortunately, I haven't got my NARS blusher here. I've left it where I'm staying during the week working at the moment, or I would show you it side by side. I might try and do that on my Instagram sometime this week when I'm reunited with my NARS. But I'm pretty sure that the NARS one is similar, definitely reminds me of this, but is a bit more corally, and I prefer the NARS version, I have to say. But this is a pretty blush, but you definitely need to really dig into it to get it to show up on the cheeks, and I'm very fair, so a bit disappointed with that, but I have used it quite a lot and I quite like it. I'm not a great bronzer girl, as you know. The bronzer feels definitely much more powdery, and it's certainly not going to overcolour you. So that's all right by me, because I don't like too much in the bronzer department, but I'm not sure it would work for a lot of people. Then, despite having that kind of glow on the blush, you've got the separate highlighter. Again, has quite a nice texture, and you can see a good, I'd say, light-toned gold highlighter. It's coming off a bit lighter in the monitor than it is in real life. It's real kind of true gold. That's a bit more like it there. So it's very pretty. I've just got so many highlighters. It's not up there that it's so sensational, but it's fine. And then this other one, what's this called? This is an illuminator. So that's the multi-glow, and one of them's the multi-glow and one of them is the illuminator. I really don't know what the difference is meant to be. This is just a more bronzy shade, so I think in reality it's just another highlighter, a true rose gold. So if you were looking for a gold and rose gold highlighter, these would be good options, because there's definitely a different colour payoff for them, and then you've got your blush and you've got your bronzer. So it's not a bad palette at all for giving you all four of those options in one palette. You know, reasonable quality. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups there. So I don't know really quite why I'm a bit disappointed. Maybe I've just got too many of these at the moment. I keep buying Charlotte Tilbury and I keep being disappointed. When will I learn, you know? So I do kind of slightly regret that I didn't get the darker palette, but you know, maybe that would have been too much. So I'd be interested if any of you got the darker one and what you think of it. Do let us know, and tell us what your colouring is as well, because that kind of is useful in knowing. It's a pretty palette to look at. All her packaging is absolutely first rate. I can't fault her on that. And then a whole raft of new lipsticks, and I do like the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. I do think they're very nice formulas. I particularly think that her mattes are good. They're not drying, they're very comfortable. And the other thing that I think she does very well are her nudes. She does quite an array of nudes. So, you know, I think nudes can be difficult on lipsticks, depending on your skin tone. And she's definitely got one for everybody. And these packaging, just to die for, really, aren't they? Absolutely gorgeous. So I was lured in by the leopard packaging. And then, as usual, these are called after film stars, actresses, and so forth. And I couldn't resist this one, which I don't know if you can see, is called Red Hot Susan, which for various reasons was very appealing to me. It's named after Susan Sarandon, who's a fantastic actress and a very glamorous woman at a reasonably mature age. So I confess I bought this for the packaging and for the name. I did not need another. Oh, I have used it. Can't remember using it, but I obviously have. Another. Oh, I can remember now. What am I like? Another definitely very bricky red. This is you know, a kind of terracotta-y red rather than an orangey red or a bluey red. There are other pretty shades in the new range. I was very tempted by Amazing Amal, after Amal Clooney, which is a beautiful plum, which, truth to tell, is probably more my colour. And I can't remember what it's called, Disco Diva or Disco Princess, very pop pink, which is named for Kylie, I believe, and looked very pretty on the models. So there you are. It's a beautiful red. It's a gorgeous matte. It feels nice. I've only worn it once, as I've just remembered. It had a reasonable last, wears off fairly evenly, so you aren't left with that funny sort of stain around the edges of your mouth. It wears off consistently to a sort of stain. I can't fault her formulas, and there's a wonderful selection of colours. They're really pretty lipsticks. I think these make beautiful presents if you know you want to look for something for really all age groups. So I do recommend the lipsticks, and that's Red Hot Susan. So showing you there, this is the Chanel Radiant Arancha that I was showing on the nail wheel in the last video. There it is on the nails. I really like it. I think it's really summery and very pretty. It's been on for about 36 hours and it's lasting well so far. So until next time, have a wonderful week and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now.